Sure, shut up. If you ask me a question, I can't answer while you're talking.
Okay. No, I have.
Sir, get your ass in the chair or leave and I'll issue a bench warrant. You're not running the courtroom, I am. If you want to have an exam today, get your ass in the chair.
Another threat, wow.
You're probably gonna hear more than one. Sir, you are in contempt of court, that's a $100 fine. Speak again when it's not your turn and I'll continue to up the ante. I don't give a shit if you object. Is it clear what I said? I'm in charge. I get to do shit you don't get to do. It's part of the black roll, okay? That's just the way it works. My courtroom, I get to decide how it's run. Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different.
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different, why would it have two
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
Other issues as well.
You're in contempt of court, put him in jail.
Well, all right, guys, today we've got one of the most disrespectful sovereign citizens we've ever seen on this channel. This dude has an ego the size of Texas and straight up refuses to answer a single question from none other than the GOAT, himself, Judge Oakley. It's honestly wild how this guy thinks he can just out-talk the court, ignore the law, and somehow come out on top. But Judge Oakley? He's not having it. He stays calm, cool, and completely shuts this clown down like a true pro. Let me know what you think as you're watching. Did Judge Oakley go too easy? Or was that a masterclass in courtroom control? Rate his performance from 1 to 10 in the comments. Now buckle up, because this is easily one of the most intense and chaotic code hearings we've covered yet. Let's dive in.
You're a defendant. Sit at the defendant's chair.
Sorry.
Judge, if I may try to help explain.
Try.
I'll try. Mr. Michaud is a sovereign citizen. And
No, I object. I'm not a sovereign.
All right, sir, don't speak.
Maybe I'm not phrasing that correctly.
Don't speak until I ask you to speak.
But there is a difference between Frank Michaud, or I think it is Mr. Michaud's assertion. There is a difference between a natural person, Mr. Frank Michaud, and the sort of legal entity.
I don't recognize that.
And that's what I've prepared Mr. Michaud for that.
Sir, you're a defendant in my courtroom. Either I issue a bench warrant because you haven't appeared, or you come up here and sit in the chair and we proceed.
All right, so you're threatening me to...
Absolutely, I'm threatening you. Either you're here today or you're not. If you're not here today, a bench warrant will issue. If you're here today, I need you in the chair so we can proceed with the proceeding that's scheduled, which is a preliminary exam.
If I may, I have advised Mr. Michaud that the courts receive objections all the time, or rule objections that are preserved on the record. If he has...
He can appeal me. I'll let you build whatever record you want to build, Mr. Michaud.
Are we on the record?
Yes.
Are you going to post to the Constitution?
Hold on, are you picking him up? That's one of the reasons I want you up here, so there's a microphone here.
I'll speak loud.
Are you picking him up? Go ahead.
Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution today?
Pardon me?
Are you honoring your oath to the Constitution?
I didn't swear an oath to the Constitution. I took an oath that said I would follow the Constitution.
Did I uphold the Constitution?
Yes, follow the Constitution.
So you are upholding the oath to the Constitution?
Yeah.
Thank you. I accept your oath. Thank you. Okay. Now I have...
Sir, get your ass in the chair or leave and I'll issue a bench warrant. You're not running the courtroom, I am. If you want to have an exam today, get your ass in the chair. That's the way it works.
I reserve all my rights and
I would have nothing less. Now, are you representing yourself today?
I'm presenting myself.
That's not what I asked you. Are you representing yourself, or is this gentleman going to be your lawyer for today's proceeding?
I will be presenting myself today.
All right, so that's a no. You don't want him to represent you?
No, for the record, he's not my lawyer. I don't have an attorney. I will present myself.
Okay.
Judge, what I recommended to Mr. Michaud is that he has a jurisdictional argument that he wants to make, and that, you know, pending Your Honor's ruling on that jurisdictional issue, I have prepared to conduct a preliminary exam.
Okay.
And could be, you know, available if he wanted to ask me to do that at the correct time.
So you want to represent yourself for that jurisdictional argument, and if I rule against you, then perhaps you want him to represent you? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, that's not what you're hearing.
All right, so you don't want him at all under any circumstance?
No, I don't need an attorney for the record.
Okay.
So, with that being said...
Well, hold on. You can stick around if you want to, but I'm not going to obligate you to stay.
I understand, Judge. I'm definitely
Well,
going to stay.
That's fine. All right.
So, today,
Do you have a jurisdictional argument you want to make?
what I served notice.
Sir,
on
it's a yes or no. Do you have a jurisdictional argument you'd like to make today?
I have the.
Yes or
multiple-
no?
You know, this right here is the biggest issue with sovereign citizens. They treat the courtroom like it's some low-budget legal drama, and they're the star of the show. Twisting rules, dodging questions, putting on a fake legal performance. It's shady, it's cringe, and honestly, it's exactly why so many people, myself included, just can't take them seriously. And let me be clear, I am not a sovereign citizen, but if I were, I'd at least try to show a little respect. Not because I believe in the system they're railing against, but because I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't want to get slapped with a contempt charge in the first 5 minutes. I'm not saying they're the absolute worst people on earth, but come on. If they just calmed down and treated the judge like a human being, maybe, just maybe, they'd earn a crumb of dignity. But no, they can't even answer a basic question. Like, what's so hard about that? I get that they've got this inflated ego thing going on, but this courtroom isn't a TED Talk. It's real life. And refusing to engage isn't helping their case. If anything, it's digging them deeper.
Why are you forcing me to say answer?
Because I'm running the courtroom and it's the way I want to do it. Do you have a jurisdictional argument you'd like to make today?
I do, yes.
Then make it. What's your
Okay,
jurisdictional
so
argument?
I'm presenting myself. So I need to know, Article 6 of the Constitution grants me the right to know what jurisdiction does this court operate up under?
State of Michigan.
No, what jurisdiction?
State of Michigan.
Okay, what jurisdiction is the state of
District courts are legislative courts. That means they're created by statute. The state of Michigan gives me my jurisdiction.
Michigan? So, okay, is that
I work
criminal
under the authority
or
of the state of Michigan.
What is it? Under what jurisdiction? There's two different jurisdictions under the Constitution. You have admiralty and common law. So I'll need to know.
This is not admiralty,
What is
and
it?
it's not common law.
Which
It's
one?
statutory.
Okay, so it's statutory. That is what, civil?
No,
So what is it? For the
My
record, I need to
jurisdiction
have
is
it
both
on-
civil-
I can't defend myself unless I have it on the record. Is it?
my
It's
jurisdiction.
only two.
Sure, shut up. If you ask me a question, I can't answer while you're talking. My jurisdiction is both civil and criminal as provided by the statutes of the state of Michigan.
Okay, so today, under which one is?
This is a criminal case.
Okay, right. So is that common law or admiralty?
It's statute. It's neither common law or admiralty.
It's one or the other. It don't say statute.
All right, then you can appeal my ruling. My ruling is it's neither admiralty or common law.
So this is you say it's criminal for the record.
Yes.
Okay, and if it's criminal, in order for a crime to exist, there must be an injured party for the record, right?
There must be what?
An injured party.
Yeah, it's the people of the state of Michigan.
All right, so if the people of the state of Michigan, right, where's the sworn statement?
Where's what?
A sworn statement. I have a right to see a sworn statement saying I injured someone.
There's a complaint in the file.
Sworn complaint, signed,
You want to see it?
affidavit, sworn affidavit.
No, it's not. I don't think it's an affidavit.
Well, okay, so
You said you wanted a sworn complaint.
from an injured party.
All right, so this guy is out here claiming there has to be an injured party for his criminal case to even count. Like, bro, where's your brain? On vacation? Let me break it down real simple. In criminal law, the injured party doesn't have to be some dude limping into court yelling, "He got me." In cases like this, the state itself is the injured party. Why? Because when you break the law, you're not just messing with one person, you're messing with society as a whole. That's why the judge hit him with, "Yeah, the injured party is the people of Michigan, my guy. You can't just break laws and then be like, well, I don't see anyone bleeding, so I'm good." That's like robbing a bank and saying, unless the vault personally presses charges, I'm innocent. Let me know what you guys think. Is this dude actually clueless or just out here wasting everyone's time on purpose? Let's dive back in and see if he somehow manages to top this nonsense.
Who have I injured for the record?
The state of Michigan
How can I
are
injure
bringing
the
the
state?
charges.
How can I injure the
Sir,
state?
sit down. Sit
I'm first saying,
down.
I'm not.
Sit down, or I will hold you in contempt.
Another threat. Wow.
You're probably going to hear more than one.
I see.
All right. I am ruling that I have jurisdiction. You are free to appeal that to the circuit court. Proceed. Do the people have a witness they'd like to call in the exam?
Yes, Judge. The people are prepared to move forward. Just as a quick preliminary matter, we request a mutual order of sequestration. For the next step, we move for the OIC.
So again,
I'm not asking you to talk. Ma'am, are you a possible witness in this case? Okay. All right. And would you mind putting your name on the record, please? Counsel, I want to look at the name. Would you mind putting your name on the record?
she's a witness. She is a witness.
Sir, you speak again when I haven't asked you to, and you're in contempt. And we'll deal with that first. The reason I need your name is because if you appear somewhere down the road and want to testify, we have to know that today you were in the courtroom. And I can't do that by taking a picture of you, so I'm asking you to state your name. Sir, you are in contempt of court. That's a $100 fine. Speak again when it's not your turn, and I'll continue to up the ante. Clear? You can speak now. I've asked you a question.
I object.
I don't give a shit if you object. Is it clear what I said? I'm waiting for an answer.
I said I object. What am I supposed to do?
I want to know if you understand you've just been fined $100 for contempt.
I don't understand.
Okay, well, you still owe me $100. Are you going to give me your name? That's fine. Thank you. Witness.
Your Honor, the people called Officer Steppen. Oh, I'm sorry. One last quick preliminary matter. Pursuant to 76611D, we'd like to introduce a certified registered of action in regard to this individual being a previously convicted felon.
I object.
Hold on. Have you showed that to him?
I object. I object.
What's your objection, Mr. Michaud?
My objection is that I am here under the guise of
Bless you.
probable cause conference, and I don't know how we're here at a preliminary exam when I did not waive any right to waive a probable cause.
This is a problem. This is a preliminary exam.
This is okay. So right here, it
This
says,
is the probable cause hearing.
All right, it says it's,
All right,
it
stop.
says-
Right now, the question on the table is, you've objected to admittance of that document. I want to know what your legal objection is.
I'm also objecting.
What is your legal objection?
to not waiving my probable cause hearing?
Denied. That's admitted.
Or, this right here is exactly why I love this judge. He handles sovereign citizens like an absolute pro. It's pure chef's kiss perfection. He doesn't let these clowns hijack the courtroom with their nonsense, and he's not afraid to shut them down when they start twisting the law to fit their wild little fantasy world. I know some of you in the comments on yesterday's video were saying the judge is too harsh, but I've got to be honest. I completely disagree. In fact, I think we need more of that energy. These sovereign citizens are out here acting like laws are optional, and sometimes a little sarcasm or a firm reality check is exactly what's needed to bring them back down to earth. Let me know in the comments, do you think the judge is being too tough? And if so, tell me why, because honestly, I'm not seeing it. This guy is wasting everyone's time and burning through taxpayer dollars, and the judge giving him a fine or raising his voice? Totally justified in my book. I mean, what's the alternative? Let them turn the courtroom into a circus? Yeah, no thanks. Anyway, let's dive back in, because something tells me this sovereign citizen is about to rack up another fine, or worse.
Under what grounds am I denied not?
Because you didn't give me a valid objection.
I object.
You can't just object. You got to explain with the valid objections to the
I object
evidence.
that we are having a preliminary exam when I haven't had a probable cause hearing, and that I did not.
They're the same thing, Mr.
It's
Michaud.
still on this.
Mr. Michaud, they're the same thing.
But it's still, I have a right to a probable cause. Am I right or wrong?
Sure, try.
Am I right? Do I have a right to a probable cause?
That's what today is scheduled for.
But today it says preliminary exam. Right here it says probable cause conference. And today is a different date that says preliminary.
Have you ever had a grilled
If it
cheese?
was different.
Have you ever had a grilled cheese?
If it was different, why would it have two separate
Have you ever had a
columns?
grilled cheese?
I object to any of that. Why would it have two separate columns?
Take him out.
Why would it have two separate columns?
I'm not playing this game with him today. If you think you can get him to shut up long enough so we can have our hearing, we'll do it. But I'm not going to let him try to run my courtroom.
Okay, I'll just be very brief in my one attempt here. I would like to try to explain what I understand Mr. Michaud's objection to be, and what I have also represented to him. regarding that objection. Mr. Michaud, I think the court record will reflect, had a probable cause conference first on November 29th and then again on December 20th. I have disclosed, I think I've been very transparent with Mr. Michaud that probable cause conference is a bit of a misleading name because probable cause conference under the court rules does not require that probable cause be established.
Right.
At the second probable cause conference, Mr. Michaud was caring for a sick relative, so he wasn't able to attend that probable cause conference scheduled December 20th.
Which didn't hurt him at all.
Right. I represented him on that day, and I asked the court to waive his appearance so that he could remain with his family.
Which we did.
I understood to be his wishes. I may now understand differently that I misrepresented him in some way, but my goal was just to be able to conduct a probable cause conference where we were going to find out if there was any offer, whether discovery.
You don't have to tell me what they are. I know what they are.
I know, but I'm just trying to explain.
And I'm trying to explain it to him too, but I'm not going to talk over him.
Right.
And I'm not going to play that crap today.
Right.
So if you want me to explain what's scheduled today versus what was scheduled last time, I'm happy to do that. But you got to be quiet while I'm talking. Clear?
Oh, dude, I hear you.
All right. The last court date that we call a probable cause conference is like a pretrial on a misdemeanor. It gives the parties a chance to discuss the case and see if there's any resolutions prior to the next step. Next step being preliminary exam. At the preliminary exam, the people have to prove to me that there's probable cause to believe that there was a crime and there's reason to believe you were involved. That's what's scheduled today. That is a probable cause hearing. Probable cause conference is just a name that we all came up with instead of saying it's a pretrial for a felony. Do you have any questions based on that?
At what point did I waive it? If it's a hearing.
You didn't
Right.
waive it.
So
There's nothing to
do
hold.
I have a right to have a probable cause conference?
No.
What?
You can do that right now. Do you want to make a deal with the people?
I want to be able to prepare myself for the probable cause conference.
There's no preparing for a probable cause
It's-
conference.
it's-
It's a conversation.
It still takes preparation.
You want a PCC? Go out in the hall and have a PCC with the unrepresented defendant.
Judge, just for the record, there will be no offer at this stage.
There's your PCC.
Man, I wish we could see this guy's face right now because the amount of time being wasted trying to explain the most basic concept, like a probable cause conference, is actually painful. It's not rocket science, dude. It's literally just a meeting to decide if there's enough evidence to move forward. But nope, this guy's acting like he needs to pass the bar exam just to comprehend it. And don't even get me started on the grilled cheese moment. That actually had me giggling. The judge was probably sitting there thinking, how do I explain this to someone with the IQ of a houseplant? And then just gave up and went with grilled cheese like, fine, maybe this will stick. But seriously, what do you guys think? Is this guy actually clueless or is he pretending to be dumb to try and wriggle out of this? Personally, I think it's a little of both. He probably thinks he's being clever, but he's just making himself look like the dumbest guy on the planet. All right, let's get back into it, because things are definitely about to blow up.
Now, do you want to plead guilty? Do you want to have an exam? And at the exam, he's got to prove to me those two things I just said. Probable cause to believe a crime was committed on this date and reason to believe that you were involved. Do you want to have that hearing so he gets to prove his case? Or do you want to wait? That's the other option. You can waive the preliminary exam and we'll take the case directly to circuit court level 2 weeks down the road for an arraignment on information, which I would describe as another pretrial on a felony, where you and the prosecutor can discuss the case, see if there are any offers. That's another option. Would you agree with that assessment, Mr. Sullivan?
I would agree, and I would also just add that Mr. Michaud has made his arguments today, he ruled on his arguments, and that he preserves his right to...
He can appeal them.
As you've already said, in circuit court. So if he wants to sort of move forward on that defense alone, that the waiver does not preclude him from
not at all
arguing jurisdiction at the circuit court level. But likewise, if he holds a preliminary exam today, holds the people to that burden, he also maintains the right to continue his objections to jurisdiction, to appeal the court's orders regarding jurisdiction at that next level, at the circuit court level, assuming that the people are able to prove probable cause today.
Now, do you want to have an exam today?
Well, I wanted to address some, I served the court some notices.
I haven't read any of that because you were represented by counsel.
No, I wasn't. I don't have any contract.
As far as I knew, you were represented by counsel.
Okay, so now you know. And I served the court notices. And I would like to.
First notice, what would you like to put me on notice about?
Well, I served you notice that I requested the criminal bonding information. I requested
Criminal
the
what?
bid bond.
Hold on.
I
What?
requested the bid bond, the performance bond. I have the affidavit.
There is no bond.
There are bonds. This is
Okay, listen. You can't tell me something and then just disagree with me
Well,
and figure.
okay.
Listen to me, sir. I am not going to let you interrupt me.
Oh, you just interrupt me.
I'm in charge. I get to do shit you don't get to do. It's part of the black robe, okay? That's just the way it works. My courtroom, I get to decide how it's run.
This court hearing should have wrapped up 10 minutes ago, but nope. Here we are, watching the sovereign citizen drag it out like it's his personal TED Talk. It's honestly insane how these people waltz into court acting like the judge is their private legal assistant, demanding explanations for stuff they should already know, or could have just asked their lawyer. Like, is this a mental block or a full-blown condition? Because at this point, it's giving diagnosable. Judge Oakley is out here doing the absolute, supposed to keep things on track, but even he can't get this clown to follow the most basic courtroom rules. Maybe it's time for a reality check. If this guy interrupts one more time, a night in jail might be the only thing that finally gets through that thick sovereign skull. What do you guys think? Is it time for Judge Oakley to lay down the hammer? Let's dive back in and see if this guy finally shuts up or ends up spending the night behind bars.
There are no bonds required for me to do what's scheduled today. I've been doing this 25 years. I've never had a bond.
You have a bond.
Okay, I have a bond.
Everyone
I
here
don't-
has a bond.
Not in any definition I know. So let's get to the point. Do you want an exam today?
No, I really want to address. Okay, so
I'm not addressing any of that crap you
Can
got in
you-
front of you.
well, since you say you don't have a bond, can you express that in a via affidavit so I can have
It's on the record. Order a transcript. I'm not signing anything for you.
Okay. Also, I want to also address that. I sent affidavit of fee schedule for violation of my rights.
There are no fee schedules.
Well, I gave you notice, and
Great. Then you gave me notice. Doesn't change anything. We still scheduled for an exam today.
yes, just put it on the record that I served you notice, okay? Also, I served you notice on my power of attorney.
Okay, you
Okay.
said that.
Right, and
Move on.
you haven't responded to that, as well as my indemnity bond, which separates me, and I have a private capacity. I am not the artificial person.
I don't
am
recognize
not
any
a
of that.
United States citizen. I am
Stop.
actually
Hold
an
on.
identified.
Stop. You can put on notice what you sent to court if you want to make a record of that. But I'm telling you, I don't recognize any of that stuff you're talking about. I don't recognize that you're not really Frank Michaud. Okay, I understand that's what you're trying to argue, but I don't recognize that.
Under what law could you represent or you can use tell me that, not just from what you say, because ignorance of the law is no excuse for you or nobody else. So what you're saying just don't mean nothing. I need to have facts.
Okay, well, it does
Can you
mean, hold
prove
on. It does, it should mean something
Can
because,
you prove it? Please prove
can I
it.
prove what?
Prove that I am not that I am the artificial person.
I can prove you're Frank
I have
Michaud.
full faith and credit.
I can prove-
Okay, so
Hold on, you've asked
you-
me. I can prove you're Frank Michaud. You know how I can prove that? Because when I called the case and said you either come up here and be Frank Michaud or you leave, you came up here.
And I
You
actually-
proved it
you
for
threatened
me.
You threatened me.
But if you're not you, the threat means nothing.
It doesn't mean nothing. But
Okay.
you still threatening me, and you're using it under color of law.
Okay, listen.
And plus
Listen
you
to me.
have,
Mr.
you
Michaud.
have- You have
I've
multiple
wasted
officers.
too much time with you. Yes or
Okay.
no?
So-
Sir, don't argue with me. Yes or no? Are we doing a preliminary exam today? Yes or no?
I object. I will address.
Answer the question.
I want to address other issues as well.
You're in contempt of court. Put him in jail.
For what?
For contempt of court.
I'm having.
You can appeal that too. Sentence is 30 days. See you in 30 days.
Just like that, he gets hit with 30 days. Honestly, if that doesn't wake up every sovereign citizen out there, I don't know what will. If you're walking into Judge Oakley's courtroom, maybe, just maybe, take a long, hard look at your life choices. Hire a lawyer. Any lawyer. They don't even have to be good. Just someone who knows that a courtroom isn't a place for improv night. This guy really thought he was some kind of legal mastermind, trying to hijack a probable cause conference like he was hosting the show. All he had to do was answer some basic questions and walk out. But no, his galaxy brain decided it was smarter to confuse the judge with nonsense legalese. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. My favorite part? When Judge Oakley shut it all the way down by pointing out that the guy literally showed up and responded to the name on the case. Like, bro, what were you expecting? A secret identity plot twist? The ego this guy had was unreal, and it landed him straight in a cell. And honestly, I don't feel bad. The law isn't optional, and judges like Oakley aren't out here to play games. Maybe next time one of these sovereign citizens will realize they're not smarter than centuries of legal precedent. But what do you guys think? Was Judge Oakley too harsh, like some of you said on the last video? Or was he spot on with how he handled it? Personally, I think he was flawless here. Calm, direct, and patient until he couldn't be anymore. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying these courtroom breakdowns, make sure to like and subscribe. I've got new videos dropping every single day, and I appreciate every single one of you for watching. Take care, everybody. Clip 4. This right here is exactly why I love this judge. He handles sovereign citizens like an absolute pro. It's pure chef's kiss perfection. He doesn't let these clowns hijack the courtroom with their nonsense, and he's not afraid to shut them down when they start twisting the law to fit their wild little fantasy world. I know some of you in the comments on yesterday's video were saying the judge is too harsh, but I've got to be honest, I completely disagree. In fact, I think we need more of that energy. These sovereign citizens are out here acting like laws are optional, and sometimes a little sarcasm or a firm reality check is exactly what's needed to bring them back down to earth. Let me know in the comments, do you think the judge is being too tough? And if so, tell me why, because honestly, I'm not seeing it. This guy is wasting everyone's time and burning through taxpayer dollars, and the judge giving him a fine or raising his voice. Totally justified in my book. I mean, what's the alternative? Let them turn the courtroom into a circus? Yeah, no thanks. Anyway, let's dive back in. Because something tells me this sovereign citizen is about to rack up another fine, or worse.